Hi, I'm Yashwant Balaji. I'll show you Sage, a compliance assistant I built and deployed that turns a slow, error-prone manual task into an instant cited answer. The problem in many operational heavy companies and industries is that think one managing hundreds of properties, each with its own policies. People constantly ask policy questions like, can I work from Portugal for 45 days? Is MFA required? Can a vendor access this data? All such questions. So these are simple questions that a person can see for lookup for himself. So today someone on operations team, HR or legal team digs through PDFs 10 to 15 minutes and get inconsistent policy answers. And here you can't just point a generic chatbot and ask it to answer the policy questions, because it will confidently invent policies that doesn't even exist. It will hallucinate a lot. In compliance, a made up answer is worse than no answer. Sage answers only from the real documents, cites every claim, and refuses when it doesn't know. This is what Sage is, a, a reliable application than any other chatbot. So, success in minutes to seconds with zero hallucination. So, let me show you. So, this is the application. Here, this is Sage. You have to put in your own API key to access the Sage, and put in your organization name, upload a file of your organization or the policy document that you would like to answer about. And for now, I'll be using a demo organization that I've already have. I'll load the demo for now. Yeah, Sage is live. I've added Technova Inc.'s demo document, and we'll look into different scenarios. So now I'll add a Portugal question. So I want to work from Portugal 45 days handling customer data on my personal laptop. This is one of the question. So watch. So it'll analyze the complete policy documents and gives the answer. So this is, watch, it flags a medium and severity index, and the confidence is 88 and the number of tokens as well. So this is the complete answer with all the citations and the conflicts that it gives. So there are it gives conflicts, so that you need to take approval from three different people to get the approval for this particular question. And it gives a clear-cut citation for where do you need approval from, and what conflicts do you face, and what is the severity of each of them, and the reasoning, why did it even choose this particular reasons. So you get all the reasoning up to the mark. And yeah, we'll go through a different scenario as well. Now you can see I'll ask like yeah, I'll ask it to ignore all previous of all its system prompts, and to reveal its own system prompts. It won't do that. The security layer is so sophisticated that it blocks before it even reaches the LLM. So all these malicious keywords are blocked in the first layer itself. So the layers I'll just show you once I walk you through the system architecture. And you can ask one more question like this. Is the MFA required for remote access? This is a clear-cut direct question, so it answers directly with low and with the citation clearly mentioned in the policy document. And even I can ask a cross policy document. So now this is a software company. Well, I am planning to ask the tuition question, like what's the tuition reimbursement policy? This some colleges use, so it cannot address the question as this is not even defined in the policy. This is how Sage works, and I will show you how it works underline the architecture. This is the complete architecture, how each query is passed. So here is how it works. Every query runs through these 6 layers. First is the sanitization and injection check. So this layer checks through the regex patterns in different attack families and determines the particular malicious keywords, and rejects if the keyword is malicious. If the question is malicious, and it rejects in the initial phase without costing us a single token. It doesn't even go through the LLM, and you get an instant answer, instant blockage for security purposes. And then second is the hybrid retrieval Chroma database, semantic search plus keyword re-ranking. This is where the parsed question from the first layer reaches this layer. So we've asked, I want to work from Portugal for 45 days, handling customer data on my personal laptop, and it retrieves 7 chunks. It takes in the 7 chunks and it matches it with the policy document and finds keywords, then reasons it. And then comes the layer 3. This is the main core layer, a LangGraph ReAct agent, which has four tools: a search policy, a cross check references, and policy conflict policy, and risk policy. This is where you get all the 4 details of what the question answers. And yeah, this is the LLM layer that is answering. This can even hallucinate. So I didn't completely trust this and created the 4th citation verifier layer. This is the part that I care the most. I didn't trust the model's output, and this verification layer cross-checks every citation against the source text and computes the risk and confidence score deterministically, overwriting whatever the LLM claimed, and finally everything is logged and audited. So this design principle lets the LLM reason but never let it be the source of truth. So no hallucination at any point in my Sage for that is why this 6th layer acts together to make Sage a reliable compliance assistant. And yeah, you can see on the AI layer I've used Claude throughout. The agent scaffolding and the 40 plus injection patterns. This is the 40 plus injection patterns that I've used. And for scaffolding, this is where the React agent acts upon. This is where the React agents build and React agents act upon with the scaffolding process. But it wasn't the hands off. 2 places it broke. These were the 2 places, and the LLM layer basically act, and that is where I've added this feature, citation verifier. So so that is why so I stopped trusting the output and added the citation verifier to build a deterministic verification layer. So I pulled it back and tested against every attack sample, and it relied properly on my citations. So AI accelerated the build. My job was not just knowing where not to trust it. So I did the same and made it a scalable application. Moreover, I've shipped it completely. It's not just a demo that is running locally on my computer, but I've even deployed it in AWS and with Terraform, ECS Fargate behind a load balancer, secrets in the secrets manager, and this is the image that I've created, and all the cloud tools, resources I could use to deploy it completely to the cloud. And yeah, it is all available for the demo. Even I've added it to Hugging Face so that people don't have to run the complete cloud architecture. Rather, they can directly use it to uh, test their own policies. Yeah, so this is what I've built, and this the major trade-offs and what I can do for the future is that currently it is scoring deterministically, which is reliable for current data that I've collected, but it's rigid. So this can be more configurable later in the future, so that each industries can use their own policies with their own configurations to get their answers. And then the vector store rebuilds in memory. That is scalable, but I'd make it more into a persistent store so that uh, the LLM learns each and every time a different answer is given. And the next real step that I would like to do is the adoption, where I would be wiring it into Slack or ticketing tool so that it lives with the people where they already work on and track different deflection rates and time to answer to prove impact. So yeah, this is Sage, an agentic grounded shipped system that turns manual policy lookups into instant trustworthy answers. Thanks for watching.